Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to another DIY drummer video. Now, if you saw it in the past, I had done a DIY on how to fix a cracked cymbal. Now, that video was actually to show you how to fix a cracked cymbal on the edge. If you haven't seen it, I'll post a link right up there. You can go check that out. But today, I'm going to show you how we're going to fix a cracked cymbal when the crack is located in the center. This one's a little tougher. I've had some good and I've had some that didn't work. So it's not 100%. Taking them out of an edge, a lot easier. Taking them out of the center, not much harder, but definitely not as easy. So I'll take a picture so you can see it because the crack on this is very small, but I have a crack going right through the center right here. You can feel it in there, you can hear it in there, and I'm going to show you basically how to go ahead and do that. So a couple things that we're going to need. I'm going to use a drill bit, drill bits. You know, we'll figure out what size we're going to go with. Another thing you're going to want, I use a Dremel tool. Whoop. Aha, there we go. Just a standard Dremel tool. Going to use a couple things. We're going to use a cutoff wheel. We're going to use some of these grinding bits, and possibly, depending on how it turns out, and it depends on the crack too, we may or may not use this smaller sanding bit. So we'll find out on how it all goes as we go. Now remember, every crack is different, so you got to base this off of the cymbal that you are fixing. Let's go ahead, let's go look at this bad boy. Let's see what we can do. The first things I'm going to do is I'm actually going to also use some Sharpie markers, and I'm going to highlight and find that crack that's in here, and I'm going to try to trace the crack the best that I can. So now we got to find the darn thing. Well, let's see, there it is. All right, and once I found it, let's see, easier from this side? Nope, both sides it's about the same. So, once you find it, we're going to want to take our marker and trace it the best that we can. There we go. So it looks like it's about an inch long. Looks pretty straight. Has a little bit of a tail at the end here. But other than that, it don't look so bad from what I see. So then I'm going to mark front and back just like that. Now with that said, what we're going to do, or what our goal is I'm going to take a drill bit and I'm going to drill the back and the front. I'm going to put a nice line in there, and then we're going to go in there. This is a reinforced cut wheel, and I'm just going to cut this straight out. That way the metals can't touch. And then we're going to go in this with this grinding wheel, and I'm going to try to smooth out into that cut. Let's get ourselves moving and cut this thing. So take that. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a piece of wood underneath this. So let's grab a board here. Here we go. Nice piece of plywood so that I don't drill into my desktop. And I'm going to clamp this down to my bench. So grab some clamps. Okay, my cymbal is nice and secure, won't go anywhere. Now the drill bit size that I'm going to use is really more or less dependent on the crack. This crack isn't so horrible, so I'm going to try to keep it pretty small and see what happens. So I guess I'm probably just going to stick with like 1/8 an inch. That went right through. All right. So now I got the 2 holes drilled. We're going to go ahead, plug in our Dremel. Get my reinforcement wheel. And in this case, I'm also going to grab my glasses. And I'm going to try to cut out this line right down the crack. Whoops. Now what I'm going to do too is I'm going to kind of push it both sides so that it kind of widens it up a little bit, make sure that I got everything. The other thing that you don't want to do, which I did do, and I even said, whoops, my wheel came off and kind of scraped the cymbal, so don't do that. All right. So now I'm going to change this out. To one of these nice grinding bits. And I'm going to go in there and I'm going to try to smooth out where they connect. Ooh. All right, looking pretty decent there. Let's see. Not bad. All right. Now I am going to take a sanding wheel and I'm just going to try to do a light sanding on the top of that. Okay. And there we have it. I've successfully cut that crack out. And now I'm just going to clean it up a little bit and polish it up maybe, and then we'll stick it on the drum set and let's hear it. Here we are, we're behind the kit now. On this side, I have the same 18-inch XS medium thin crash cymbal as I do on this side. So I can show you, here's the cymbal that we just cut the crack out of. And I tell you what, being that I caught it early enough and it was small enough crack, I really don't hear any difference in the cymbal, and I'm very excited about that. So check this out. Here's uncracked, cracked. for anyone who's cracked a cymbal, you can hear that nasty, grindy sound inside the cymbal. So I'm really glad right now that sound has gone, and I'm pretty happy with it. Hopefully this holds up. I'll switch this cymbal out with one of my other kits that I play a lot lighter with, but that is the way that I take out a crack from the center. And yeah, that's happened several times on me, so it really sucks. So now I've shown you how to cut a crack out from the edge and from a crack in the center. Some of them I've even just turned into ozone cymbals, which if I could find one of those I'd show you, but I've done where I've cut out the ozone because the crack was so bad. Either way, I appreciate you watching. Any questions, just throw them in the comments below, and I'll do my best to answer them for you. So, thanks for watching.